Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Hungry Bleak Podcast. I am Antonio Pomares. Antonio Pomares. One more time for the culture, Antonio Pomares. So, I hope you've all had a great week. Submarine news aside, I have no comments on that at all. Except sometimes people are too damn rich, and this is what trouble gets you. I don't know what to tell you. So, you all had a great week. Hope it's flown by. Weather here in Jersey, weather's been shifting back. Now it's kind of rainy, hence the hoodie. And actually, I have on joggers as well. It's a little chilly, it's a little rainy, and as always, a little hot cup of something. I'm not gonna tell you what's in it, but it's a little hot cup of something. So let's jump right into this. You'll notice I'm format if you're looking visually, if you're watching this on YouTube or what have you. Formatted things a little differently. Just wanted to check out, see what's going on. I'm actually trying some of the bells and whistles out here on StreamYard, especially since I'm paying for this membership, this account. I want to see what's going on here. So let's start up with some comic book news, okay? Or just news and geek culture in general, really. All right, so first thing that we have up, is Virtuous Con. They are going to be doing their summer workshop again, just like we had last year, which was a really awesome thing for them to do. They're going to be doing it again this year. They've got a really great panel of people that they're going to be having as the leaders of these workshops, the teachers. You've got names like, as you can see right here, Rodney Barnes alone. He's one of those cats who's just there. You know what I mean? He's just, yeah. Philadelphia. That whole universe is just awesome. I think he's going to be adding more to that as well. Monarch is heartbreaking and tender sci-fi apocalyptic comic. It's just Monarch is something so different. So you have a great cast of people heading these workshops. They're just incredible individuals who I feel are some of the best in the business these days. Truthfully, they're just some of the best in the business, and to be teaching at these workshops are great. Go check them out. They're going to be about 2 hours, and they're going to be running weekly for the month of July. So definitely jump in for your tickets for Virtuous Con's Summer Creators Workshop. Awesome thing to do if you're looking for type of knowledge, a heads up, and you have a favorite creator that you'd like to learn from, and they're on this list. I will say definitely jump on it, get up on it. It's well worth it. Next up, we have one of my favorite people in the world, as I always say, and that is Demetrius at Anyone Comics. Actually has a comic out called Millennials. He's the writer and the artist, colorist is Guillermo Villarreal. I don't know why I'm saying the name is so wrong. My tongue is not really working this morning. It needs a good working out, a good stretching, but what have you. I don't even know how you work out or stretch your tongue. I just felt like I need to say that. So this is a comic about a group of heroes, young millennial, obviously heroes. We've got Entitled Man, that's such a great name. Cyberbully, Buzzgirl, Know-It-All, another great name, and Mr. Hideous. And they're trying to save everyone from their college loans. Very apropos, I feel, especially what is going on with canceling debts and everything. Thinking of canceling the debt loans, everything up to a certain point. And a lot of people have college loans, student loans. Loans come to get you. This comic is coming out. It's going to be in shops September 27th, 2023. It's already been at his stores, Anyone Comics and Everyone Comics. It's been out for a bit, so this is great to see it becoming a little bit bigger and going out more. I'm definitely looking forward to this, to see what the mind of Demetrius has as far as storytelling and what he can do. He's one of the best out there, truthfully, and he's one of my favorite people, so yes, please, definitely, you're able to go and pre-order it. Like I said, the comic is going to, excuse me, the comic is going to be out September 27th. Go to your local comic shop and request to order it. I'll have the links for the previews world in the episode description as always. I'll always try and have, and for Virtuous Con 2, the workshop, I'll have the link in the episode description as well. You know, I'm always trying to do that for y'all. Absolutely. So next thing that we have up is there's going to be a new Green Lantern series coming out. This is going to be starring again Jon Stewart. It's going to be called Green Lantern War Journal. Not sure about calling it a war journal. I mean, we already have the Punisher, but what have you. I mean, it's not the same character, but obviously, I mean, you can see the correlation here, folks. Obviously. So this is going to be again starring Jon Stewart. Look at this cover. This cover from whose cover is this? The art looks so damn familiar. Oh, and this cover as well. Damn. Okay. So the main cover is going to be from Taj Tenfold, and then variant covers from Miracle Kolak and Dave Wilkins. Oh, and one from John Jang as well. Okay. Ken Lashley. Oh, bet. And another variant from Tenfold. Okay. This is with glow in the. Oh, so this is going to be a glow in the. This is going to be a glow in the dark. Okay. Damn, I like that. I mean, I'll be looking at it in the dark, but I just like the fact it's there. This is me covering Jon Stewart. The last time we saw Jon Stewart was in I want to say it was Emerald Knight, that one shot last year. I still have to finish the second run of his being a leader of the Corps and then being out in space and being lost. I still have to finish that second trade for that, and then I want to read that because it's just beautiful, and I love Jon Stewart. Jon Stewart, even though I grew up with Hal Jordan, Jon Stewart I feel is my Green Lantern. I don't know if I'm to because of the animated series. It just cemented him there, and his animated movie, the Green Lantern animated movie starring Jon Jones, starring Jon Stewart, is just amazing. I absolutely loved it. I think this is great. This cover is ridiculous, and the one with the dog tags and the sector. That's on point. That fits in with his being a Marine and everything. So, story is Jon Stewart's time as a Green Lantern has come to an end, or so he thinks. A family tragedy calls him back home, and as Jon begins to reclaim the brilliant career he once left behind, he tries to embrace a peaceful post-superhero life. But when terrifying and contagious force, contagious, really? That's what they... And a contagious force with... and a contagious force with mysterious connections to Oa appears on Earth. The last Green Lantern of another universe comes seeking the only warrior to face this threat and win. The immortal guardian and builder, Jon Stewart himself. I love this. The only way I can think of this, the prologue story is... okay. I'm gonna have to check this out. I would love if Jo shows up in this. She's one of my favorite characters. I absolutely love her. A war journal, okay. And it's going to be dropping September 19th. Obviously Tuesday. The DC Comics, they drop on Tuesdays, which I actually like. I like that differential between the two. They started doing that during the pandemic. I think it's a smart move, honestly. I'm really excited about this. I want to check this out. Another one to look out for. So check this out as well. Like I said, this is going to be dropping September 19th. And this is going to be from Philip Kennedy Johnson and Montos. So, yeah, I definitely want to check this out because I'm a Jon Stewart fan. And this summer, I'm going to finish that trade and that one shot that came out. So I'll very be happy with that. There you go. So that was awesome, I must say. Very happy about that. And a lot of the comic book stuff that's going to be coming out. There's a lot there to digest. Kind of no pun intended, but y'all know what I mean. And it sounds like that's going to be a huge game changer, a lot of fun. like I said, Jon Stewart, yeah, Millennials, yes. And then and then also the Virtuous Con summer workshops are going to be starting up in July. You can still get tickets available. That's great. What I want to talk about very quickly, though, is the fact of crowdfunding Kickstarters. We all know that they're around. I talk about them um, a lot on the show. One of the ones I've been talking about, I'm going to continue to talk about it because I believe in the show, is Afflicted. Afflicted is a audio drama horror thriller, or thriller horror. I mean, you could put it both ways. From Ransom Media. It's like, the thing I love about it is the fact that it's like a radio show, but it's podcast form. So you're listening to the actors, the voice actors, the characters go through situations like that. Absolutely love it. But you know what? Enough of me talking about it, folks. Here is the trailer for Afflicted Season 2.
Whether it was witchery, some modern science, or a demon let loose from hell, I am unable to decide. Williams Bell, from an authenticated history of the Bell Witch.
Who's there?
From 1817 to 1821, an entity calling itself Kate tormented the Bell family of West Tennessee. There is still no widely accepted explanation for this haunting. Coming summer 2024, on the new hit audio drama Afflicted, the Bell Witch returns to haunt a family in 1960s Tennessee. But only if we raise enough money to pay our cast and crew a living wage. Help bring this haunting to life and snag exclusive rewards like limited edition supporter t-shirts, producer credits, and more at afflictedaudio.com/support. But do it quickly. Some perks are limited only to early supporters.
Good evening.
Yeah, so there you have it. There's the Season 2 trailer for Afflicted, but it's very important that it gets funded. So if you can, please go and pledge whatever you can. If you can't, share it on your social media. Every little bit helps to get this project funded and to get it there where, people are able to be paid for the work that they're doing, which is extremely important these days. A lot of people want to do projects and they want to do this and that, and they want to be creatives. They've been held in for so long, but now with all the technologies that we have, it's very easy nowadays to go out and to create something, whether you are shooting short films, or whether you are doing podcasting, or recording something, or doing live audio. The technology is very easy for us to do that now, and we saw people become very creative during the pandemic and to just want to spread their wings and do what they can. But when you have projects like that, they need to be funded. They're not free, whether it's the equipment, whether it's the software that they need to use, whether it's hiring like voice casters, producers, directors, editors, whatever. That support is very important. So please, if you can, donate something. If you can't, just share it around your social media. And that's it. You know what I mean? We always talk about we want to see smaller, like more indie stuff being made and being created. Here's your chance to help with that, either by helping to fund it or just sharing it around your social media. Every bit counts. All right. Thank you very much, folks. Now we're going to go on to comic book reviews. As always, so there was a new comic called Klik Klik Boom, which I actually love as a song. This is out of Image, and this is from Doug Wagner is the writer. Artist is Douglas Dabbs. The colorist is Matt Wilson. Letterer is Ed Dukeshire, and designer is Erica Schnatz. I have said these names a lot on this show, and that means that they're doing great work. So this is actually the story of a mute young woman who communicates with Polaroids. You already had me at that hook because I was like, oh, that's very interesting. And she ends up being also a killer, an assassin. She was taught by her, I want to say this is her either father or grandfather, trained her into all these forms. And I believe she's looking to have revenge for whoever killed him. Now, on her quest, we also find that there is a podcaster who has been investigating this person. They're a journalist and also a podcaster, and they've been investigating these murders and the Polaroids all over the place, and they've been collecting them, trying to figure out what's going on, and finally finds out that the that this killer is going after one particular company, and it's a company called Minerva World Services. So while going there and trying to investigate, they are kidnapped and almost killed until this young woman intervenes and saves her. And when she wakes up from being knocked out by these assailants, these thugs, she's in the club, has no idea what's going on. The girl comes over and she's like, "Oh, I'm happy you're alive," everything. And then they begin to communicate slowly but surely when the when the journalist realizes that she communicates through Polaroids. And we go from there. And we end with the young girl realizing that the killers are outside. They're going to be trying to get in. What do? We go to be continued. Absolutely loved it. Great format. I love when comics take the idea of communication and someone who may be differently abled, who may not be able to speak or may not be able to see, and they give them a way of communicating that's not what we would expect, or that you might have to think or decipher a little bit more. And that is a great way to tell a story as well. It changes it. The art is very colorful and bright, and I love how it's almost trippy in certain areas. I love the way her hair is. Her hair just, I don't know, there's, I almost feel like there's the artist did the whole scene, then the hair is separate from it, but still works. But it's something that you notice, you look at. It's definitely there because of the bright colors and because of how it may differ from the scene. I think it's incredible. I really enjoyed this. I want to see where it goes. If you give me anything about an assassin or a killer, I am definitely going to be like, yeah, let me check it out. Let me see what's going on. So that's Klik Klik Boom from Image Comics. All right. The next one is Hexagon. This is a bit of an older one. Excuse me. Hexagon. This is from Impact Theory, which I love the name right off the bat, truthfully. This is from Impact Theory, and this is produced by Tom Below and Don Diablo, script by Michael Morisi. Barbaric, Queen of Swords. Yes. Story by Tom Below, Don Diablo, Michael Morisi. Artist is Jeremy Rapak. Art director is Abraham Lee. Colorist is Abraham Lee. Dave Kim. Nudzu. Hope I'm pronouncing the names properly. Additional color is Mark Monroe. Letterers are A Larger World Studios, Farhad Hadarian, and Abraham Lee. Yeah, this is actually pretty cool. If you're my age or older, I made a reference once on this show or on Tubi, and I also can't remember which one, of a show called a movie called The Last Starfighter. That's kind of what this is. This is set in the 80s, and a young boy who is told not to play video games. Don't play video games. Especially this particular game. He's told by his father not to play this particular game, and his friends are all in the mall and they're playing the game. One night, the father goes away on a business meeting. So the young boy's friends come over and they say, "Look, man, you got to come out. You're going to come out. We're going to go. You're going to beat this game. You're going to play it. And also the girl that you like, who likes you, is going to be there." So kid says reluctantly, "Okay, fine, I'll go out. I'll do it." Kid sneaks out after having a huge argument with his father before he leaves. Kid sneaks out and goes to play. And then something happens. The kid beats the game in 1 quarter. Hasn't been happened. Nobody's ever done it. He realizes how to beat the game. He's won. Your sacrifice set the galaxy free is what the screen says. Awesome. Great. Everyone's cheering. Then at the end, we see off in a distant planet, a general is told that someone has beaten the game. And that's the end. So the game was a test. I've read up to issue 3. I want to say I think there's 5 or 6 issues. I read up to issue 3. And it turns out that it is similar to the last Starfighter, in that premise of a young boy playing a video game and you're chosen to be a pilot. This game was a test. Now, different factions from the galaxies are coming to find this young boy, possibly to help, possibly to hurt. We're not exactly sure which side is going to be which, but the father knows, and that's why he always told him never to play that game, because he knew that that would be the thing. So after this, it becomes this mad dash to get the boy to safety and to figure out what's going on. There are people that come to Earth, aliens. One is trying to protect him, along with a being that's been here on Earth that has been protecting him, in the sense of, I think she's a neighbor or friend of the family, I can't remember. But it's just really cool because I love the fact, I'm not a fan of the 80s at all, but I love some of the movie ideas from the 80s were pretty cool, but they just never really were presented properly. They just weren't good. I'll just be real. They just weren't good. But this one's one of those that's really cool. It's the intensity and the concentration. If you were, again, my age or a little bit older, you know that feeling, being in the arcade, putting that coin up and saying, that means that you got next. Even seeing them ride through the streets on the BMX bikes, total 80s. And from the scene, you obviously get a feel of Stranger Things. I'm absolutely into this comic. I love it. Like I said, I love just the idea of that. The art feels like it really molds to the story very well. Somewhat typical comic book art, but it feels very much for the 80s. The colors and even the dress, everything is perfect. You almost get a thing. You can see almost like little nods to 80s things as well. I think some of the characters, the way they look, the way they dress, certain characters that you've liked for years from the 80s. And I just love the fact of, again, that friendship, that camaraderie, being at the mall, everybody's around the video game, just felt really good. So I'm definitely recommending Hexagon is one that you should be checking out, please, folks. And our last one is a comic called World Tree. This guy, he does it every single time. So obviously this is from Image Comics. This is from James Tynion IV. Now you know what I'm talking about. We've got art by Fernando Blanco. We've got colors by Jordi Belair. We've got letter by Adelia Bidiker, I'm going to say. So with that. Edits by Steve Fox and designed by Dylan Todd. So this is the year 2024. We open up with, now just to let you know, there is gore, there is nudity in this comic. It's a James Tynion comic. If you don't know what you're going to be getting into with James Tynion, you should know already. I've talked about enough of his comics. You should know what's going to be happening. So we open up with this young woman in this house, and she has just killed people, which is what we can honestly assume from what's happening. And we get another scene where this young boy goes around his neighbors' houses and kills them. It turns out he's killed about 60 people in a day, about. And we go to his older brother, who's having a discussion with his friend. I'm not sure if they're friend or girlfriend. I believe it's his girlfriend. Let's go for that, partner. And it's about them meeting the family, and then she looks the younger brother up on social media, see what he's going on, this young Edgewater, she calls him, and turns out that he is been arrested and indicted for this crime. He cannot speak, he's comatose. And we go from there to finding out about this underweb and this program that was trying to get out, and this group of young hackers and people who held it together and put it away and put it almost in like a prison, but it's getting out and it wants to spread out, and it's almost brings you into like a cult kind of a feel. And now 20 something years later, they have to figure out how to put it back into whatever they put into to stop it from spreading, but it's already starting to spread, and we can see it with that murder that the young boy committed. It's Tynion, and he's playing with technology, which we know is very scary And it ends with the young boy being killed by this young woman who looks like she may be the enforcer for this group, or they're a part of it somehow. I'm not sure exactly what the link is, but it's Tinian. It's going to be a roller coaster ride of thrills, chills, and devilish scares, honestly, because it's Tinian. Tinian has an incredible way of just making you feel on edge reading something. When Tinian is involved, you fear anything. You can fear a couch cushion. You can fear a cup on the table. You fear for you fear and fear for the children involved in the story, because you never know. Allah, something is killing the children. He has a great way of taking things that you might not think about and making them so terrifying and so scary that you'll look at everything around you in your environment differently, which is what I love about his writing. It's also very understated. It's very like slow burn horror, and it never goes up. It goes oh, and it's very steady along. His writing never ramps up to that and down and down, sinks down. He's always on a very even keel with his writing, and across the way, he'll always give you this story that you're always waiting for that thing. And when he introduces that thing, it's not like a big jump scare. Usually, it's just like something that kind of creeps out at you slowly but surely, and you can't turn away, and it's right in your face, and it almost can sear the image into your brain of what he's written and what the artist has brought to you. This is why his work can be completely terrifying, but in the most incredible way, if that makes any sense. I don't know. And folks, those are the reviews for this week and my recommendations. Hope you enjoyed them. I had a great time reading them and just being into it. All right, so look, it's Friday. Let me check on you. How you doing? How are you feeling? Are you doing okay? Hope you're doing fine. I hope it's been a great week, or at least a good week. If it's not, I hope you're taking the steps to feel better. Did you drink your water? Did you take your vitamins? Did you take your medicine, whether it's for a physical or mental element? I'm not trying to please you. I just want to make sure that you're the best you that you can be. It's very important. It's always going to be important. Okay. This week, my tip, if you can, if you have the ability to, go to the movies. Simple enough, right? Go to the movies. Go to the movies. It is and isn't. I'm up early for my old job. I'm tired. Come home. I have to help my mother with things because I'm a caregiver while she's recovering from being sick. She's much better. She's much better now, but there's still times, still things. So if I go to the movies, I have AMC stubs. So I go to the movies, I get my reservation, go, what have you, get my popcorn, sit back, I get my what is it now? Aha, lemon iced tea. Sit there, drink, I check out the movie. Previews can be the best part. That's always been a thing. Previews can be the best part of going to see a movie. I love that. But what happens to me sometimes? I fall asleep. I do. Out of the last 6, 7 movies, 2 of them I didn't fall asleep on. Guardians of the Galaxy, and yesterday I saw The Blackening. Everything else I've fallen asleep on. Some movies deserved me to fall asleep on them. I'm not going to mention any names. Some movies I was just tired and I was upset that I fell asleep. But I would say go to the movies if you can. Make sure that you get the recliner. Put your feet up. Relax. Sit back. If you do doze off, then you doze off. The movie will be out on a streaming service within the next couple of months. It's okay. It's okay if you fall asleep in the movie. That's your hour and a half to 3 hours, depending on the movie, your time. Sit there, rejoice in it, relax, be cool. That's your time to escape. In that time period, that's you escaping. That's you taking a break from everything that's happening in your life. And that's important. It's so important. So that's my self-care tip for this week. Go to the movies if you can. Get out, get some fresh air, and have fun. All right. So next up, we've got Where's My Plate? Okay, so this is going to be a bit different. It's a place called City Bar. Now, excuse me, City Bar is in New York. It is a place I went to a few years ago. Actually, almost 5 years ago. I went there with my cousin, and we happened to see it as we were heading to JHU Comics. We just happened to see it, and I was like, "Hey, man, you want to grab a beer?" He said, "Yeah, sure." It was like 90 something degrees outside. It was hot as hell. We went inside. We had a great time. And it was really fun. It's located on 200. Excuse me. 200 East 39th Street, New York, New York, New York. And it's a bar where they have like a lot of it's different like beers. They have beers from like all over really. They've got a in the center is they've got like a how would I say, when you walk in there's like a oh they don't have a gallery, it's horrible. When you walk in they have like table off to the side. In the center is like the main bar area where you can get stuff on draft, but up against the wall when you look you'll have all these great beers that are in beers and ciders, lagers that are in the coolers. It's awesome. You can go pull them out. You can put them up at there, say, oh, I want to get this. You can either pay for it all together or you can run a tab. I love the fact of running a tab. Or you can go to the bar and you can get, something on tap. They've got great beers from all over. Last time I was there actually this past Saturday. I was there with my partner in geek, my partner in fandom, Michael, Cinema CEO. And I was like, yeah, man, we hung out the whole day. I think we both really needed a day of just being. We hadn't seen each other in person in maybe a year and a half, almost 2 years. The only time we really saw each other was during Fandom Initiative episodes. So I was like, yeah, man, let's go over here, check it out. We went, I had one called Black Widow, which was incredible, loved it. But then there was another one that we had. Excuse me, folks, totally apologize, but you know the drill. I forgot there was another one that we actually shared. He had one called Rocket Fuel. I was like, oof, you're a better man than me. And you can have a seat at the bar, or there's like I said, there's like tables. So you can sit at. They have high stools there, like bar stools. And it's really funny because they have like some eats. I've never eaten anything there, but they have like eats. They have like all these great bites that you can see here that I'm sharing with you. And that's what they can look like. And I love the ciders and the beers. Everything there is just on point. It tastes really great, and it's just something nice to do. Nice, relaxing, cool environment. Nice and low key. Like I said, it's on East 39th. A couple of blocks down is a pizza place we ate at, and a couple blocks the other way, there's a whole row of like restaurants you can eat outdoors. And that day in particular, I just wanted to have this beer, after these beers and ciders, and after that, I was like, I need to have pizza. I wanted pizza after, so we went over and we got pizza, nice big slices, ate, then we were on point. So yeah, this is my place to go to. I would definitely go here again. Actually, hopefully maybe in October, or maybe even like this summer again. I can go to the city and be able to go there. Like I said, they've got all these great beers as well. Like I said, on tap, or either they'll have stuff that are in the actual coolers, and in the coolers it'll say above it, it'll say cider, lager, international. They have like one that's like a bunch of German beers. So they've got a great selection. People are really nice and cool. I was speaking to the young person that was there that day, that was behind the bar, and I said, "Look, came here about 5 years ago. Absolutely had a blast. Love the place. Haven't been back, unfortunately, because I got sick. But yeah, I definitely wanted to come here today, so I came here expressly on purpose. And they were like, wow, thank you very much. I was like, yeah, it's just a really nice place. I like it. And so like, oh, well, I guess then you had been here when we like really started opening. I was like, oh, I did not realize that. That's awesome. So as I see, yeah, this is the place. They have like a smaller table so that you can set up, but then they'll have like a wall of like their alcohol and like some empty like beer bottles and stuff, like, because art on beer bottles and beer cans and cider cans and everything like that can be beautiful. They can be awesome. So I definitely recommend it. Check out a nice low key place. I think this might be a nice place for a date too. Just because of the environment, the low key, you can have, a little sandwich, something like that. Uh, you can, talk about the beers, pick them out. Like I saw people going there with their partners, like, yo, let's check this out. What beer would you like? What are you thinking? What kind of thing do you want to drink? So yeah, it's definitely a fun place to go. So I would say City Beer in New York is definitely, go check it out. It's awesome. I loved it. And that's that for my what's on the plate for this week. So, do I need to talk to y'all about something? Yeah, I think I do. All right, so here's the thing. We got a little too used to excess. Everything, because we went from having nothing to having so much of everything. And there's a lot out there. There's a lot. So what I want to say is, enjoy what you can enjoy. Don't overtax yourself. Don't try to read everything. Don't have FOMO. FOMO is one of the dumbest, worst things I think I've ever possibly created a term for, but that's where we're at, unfortunately. Because there's a lot out there. But there's also a thing of doing too much and having too much. And I think some of us have that as well. Don't overtax yourself, and don't water down the quality of what you're doing. Do the best you can with whatever you're doing. And if you want to expand, obviously expand. Hell, I'm all for you expanding, because I love to see people doing great things. But take it in moderation. Everything in moderation. Don't overtax yourself. Everybody wants to do everything and have their face in everything and acquires everything, and they're not worrying about the quality of what they're doing. They're worrying about quantity. No. Sometimes it's good to pull back. Marvel and Disney are finding that out. Pull back. You don't need to be in everything. You don't have to have everything out there with your face and everything. It's always better to leave people wanting more than to be full and sick of whatever the hell it is you're doing. That's just my thought process on that. And I think it's true. In an age where, again, technology is so much, we're doing everything, but sometimes we're so enamored with the fact that we can do it, we're not thinking about whether we should do it. To paraphrase Jurassic Park, Jeff Goldblum's character. I think it's true. So whatever you're doing, do the best you can at it. Make it the quality that you can be proud of. If you want to expand, but also remember, everything has to be that similar quality, that similar shine. Because you know what else will happen? You'll begin to tire yourself out, and it'll show in what you're doing. You don't want to do that. I've learned this from doing what I'm doing. Like, I'm gonna, like, a couple of things I'm gonna stop doing because there's no point, and I'm not happy with how they're going, or truthfully with what's going on. No. So I want to pull back on what I want, because that's how I have to be. I want it to be that quality. This right here is one of my 4 pillars. This right here is one of my bases. This is where I start. So I want quality over quantity. And that's not a bad thing at all, folks. It's not. Then again, what do I know? I'm just a short, bald-headed, bleak, wearing a black hoodie, thinking all blackety black thoughts, and just waiting for sundress season. You know? But that's just me. So, folks, on that note, I hope you have just a very great day. Enjoy the rest of your week. Hey, season finale is coming up on June 30th. That is next next Friday. The season finale. I don't know what I'm going to be doing for it. Truthfully, I don't know. Then I'm going to be taking some time off, doing some reading. Want to try to do something that I've wanted to do for a while, but just trying to get up the nerve to do it. And I realize that I can be good at it, and I will be really good at it because I'm the best at this kind of thing. That's not me being arrogant, it just is. But yes, season finale, season 3. Wow. Jeez. Season 3 will be ending next Friday. Absolutely. And we will be done, and I will be coming back in September, hopefully New York Comic Con. Do everything I can to get into New York Comic Con, and hopefully I'll be in there. All right, so y'all have a great day. Enjoy the rest of it, and remember, do the best you can with what you got, because in the end, that's all that you get. Like I said earlier about all the other shows, everything that you could be watching, I want to thank you for coming here and watching and listening to me talk about comics and food and mental health. Whether you are a pancake cat or whether you just a casual listener, whatever, I appreciate it. Thank you so very much. I really do appreciate it. And even though there are days when I just don't, it's just not there for me. I'm like, damn, one of you will come up all of a sudden and say, hey, I really liked what you did. And I'm like, damn, thank you. Awesome. So thank you all. You have a very good day. Enjoy the rest of it. Do the best you can with what you got. A little shoulder shake for y'all while I take that.